Oh crap. Where's my cape? I feel unclothed. Thanks, Jagex. Let me pause my life and get the cape back. Okay, cape back, and with it, a review of the new Necromancy skill, and the fiasco that is Hero Pass. This forms the first half of Jagex's Necromancy themed season. This is going to be an ongoing series where Jagex takes my cape, me some unusually horrendous, unpleasant set of tasks to do. I do them, get my cape back, and then review all the content released while it takes time to reclaim the cape. These videos are going to be rather infrequent but poignant. You can think of them as an in-game progression series. So subscribe if you look forward to that. Yeah, pause the video, click like, and click subscribe. Then we can go on. Okay, the concept. The task was to add a new combat skill to the game that is accessible to players. It should not feel bad in comparison to other skills. On release, it should be relatively complete, but there will be a 4-month period to refine it. Should there be any kind of issues. Currently, as of this recording, we are going into month. Did Jagex succeed in doing this? Yes and no. Initially, the skill appeared less complex than the high ends of the others. After getting to 99, I quickly realized that this was not the case. Necromancy uses a complex resource management system using runes, adrenaline, necrosis stacks, and soul stacks. In practice, the skill is a mixture of magic and summoning. It being outside the combat triangle does make it easier to interact with certain more difficult bosses, but that is it. In all other ways, in my opinion, more complex. First, some explanation. The perspective of the unskilled combatant is using the Revolution ++ bar. Necromancy does not work well with it, specifically the Conjures. My view is that they just did not test it or think it was assumed manual focused play based on bugs present on release. Conjures take very large amounts of adrenaline to work properly, making it a resource-starved skill, not unlike melee. My hope is all this gets corrected by the end of the season. It's been acknowledged, so that's good. I hope Jagex does the right thing and makes Conjure's commands toggleable. In the meantime, I wish it could have not unlocked. I personally wish I would not have unlocked the zombie command ability. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 for the concept. Quest. The quests for the series are pretty good. They're only mildly challenging, not wholly annoying. 2 quests just being toned down boss battles is an ongoing trend that started back with Queen Black Dragon. I do like this concept because it works bosses into the lore and keeps the value of drops somewhat high for a while. There are some lore fails in the quest. For example, Nex doesn't exist in this plane of existence anymore. God Wars 1 and 2 are abandoned, and the ambassador is, I believe, dead. I'll double check that. Does he get revived? I'm not sure. A single tweak to the quest information put in the quest during the 6-age timeline would have fixed all the plot holes. When they said upgrading armor, I was expecting something like War Priest armor or Armor of Trials, where you just naturally adjust to your level. I was not expecting something I had to do a lot of questing for to get done. That was probably half of the questing for the skill. Hermod's drop rate is a bit annoying. It is a grind, not unlike rituals, and it's possible to go dry. I only got 2 plates in my first 100 kills, and it took me just shy of 300 kills total to get all the plates I needed. Keely's power armor quest is really what annoyed me. I really dislike spiders, and having to kill Raxar was a large annoyance, but reasonable with Necromancy. Talos was just downright annoying. Like I said before, Nax and the ambassador shouldn't even be in this plane of existence. I had to make friends with people. There's videos about that on my channel. Go watch them. Yes. Pause the video. Go watch me socially struggle. It'll be funny. Okay, back. I had to make friends with people to get this task completed. RuneScape is an interesting MMO, but I feel, given its history, that crosses a line of where making group requirements for completionist activities is not maybe something that should be done. I honestly feel the requirements should be different bosses, like a large amount of Corporal Beast, and letting her watch you craft or smith T90 equipment in the forge. Something else. This was my largest slowdown while I worked on my poor social skills. Into adulthood, I used to have a lot of friends that played this game, and they just kind of comped at whatever level was at the time, and then they kind of just quit. I mean, like, they hit the goal. I kind of just fell behind, but now we have the series. You should sub. I have to give a special shout out to Ashley and her Discord for helping me get through this task. Go check out her channel and her Twitch. It's all linked up. Rituals. Honestly, I do not consider this a core skill mechanic. I consider it a quest step, a lore step, not unlike collecting engrams or reputation in Minifos. Remember that expansion failure? Yeah. Reputation messed the whole thing up. A similar effect here. The XP rates were not balanced and the design is not overworld friendly. It's a visual fiasco and easily griefed. The site should be a minigame interface, not individual parts, but I guess it was easier to code this way. Either way, the result is a player-created noise. 6 out of 10. Leveling. Overall, with a mix, it took me about 20 to 30 days, and it was a blast. The annoying thing is there are no rewards really over level 100, and I had to kill bosses I hate. Next is a Rotiller. Telos is a Rage Catalyst. And the Ambassador is a walk in a very dark park filled with fire and zombies. I'm sure there's more to come by the end of the season. I'm hoping for something tomorrow, honestly. But I feel like all this should have been part of the release. There's not really anything past level 100. 9 out of 10. Resources. Necromancy introduces a new resource chain into the game. Makes use of ashes and provides a new collector for items like bones. I see this as a good design. Converting rune essence into impure essence seems like an extra step, but the outcome is the production of all the casting resources at each step. Rune crafting still needs a rework, but one step at a time. I wish the 4 runes went to a pouch and Necroplasm could be used in the pocket slot. Jagex said they have a future reward for this, but I think it should have been part of the initial ones. Art. New areas look absolutely amazing. There's a small issue with the bridge and due to game engine issues, but that's fine. It's an amazing new area. 10 out of 10. The new music is great. I've been listening to Spirit of War on and off. It's all ambient and phonically remixed. There's an issue with ambient sounds at the ritual sites, getting back to the whole player griefing thing. I don't think it was on purpose. Just so many people being in one place, again, has a negative effect on gameplay enjoyment. Overall, for the sound design, 9 out of 10. So if you've been following around, that's a 59 out of 70 or 84% percentile, or rounding it off. Necromancy gets an 8 out of 10 in my opinion. I'm expecting this skill to get a bit better as the season goes on. Major hopeful changes being command toggling. If you like the content so far, why don't you click the like button? Click it, the like button. Or if you don't like it, click the dislike button. Find me in the comment section or in game. I'm at the max skill because I'm maxed. Fight me. Hero Pass. I'll try to be brief. I want to start this off by saying that Jagex is a business. Part of its purpose is making money for its shareholders or the shareholders of its parent company. That said, Hero Pass does have issues, and those issues could have been avoided. I do agree MTX rewards, modifying the easiness or critical game content is a step too far. Adding bonus experience and lamps to MTX removed the game's ability to have high scores as a competitive dimension in the game, removing a group of players. They recaptured those players with old school, but that dimension is more or less gone. The core problem with Hero Pass was messaging, not content. For over a decade, Jagex has had weekly updates that evolved into monthly themes and within recent years adopted a clean pattern of seasons. This solved communication issues, updated and focused timelines, made the game better overall from a content delivery perspective. This pattern coordinated the graphics, marketing, and update teams, so there's always a theme, and it's lovely. As corporations demanded increased profits, Jagex ramped up the MTX updates to be weekly. The player base all but revolted initially. It was a touchy subject for players that paid subscriptions annually and then didn't buy anything else. Eventually we got used to it. The MTX change rotation was separate enough so that it could be ignored by people reviewing things. They just focus on the content. Hero Pass microtransaction update was labeled clearly as a content update, and that line being crossed caused the outburst. There's always going to be people that complain about how much money gobbling Jagex is doing. Those are not the customers Jagex needs to listen to. They need to listen to the people that are paying the money, increasingly large amounts of money. Those people want something. It's a good business practice to make them happier. It's a good business practice to raise prices of things. This update really just maybe went too far beyond the total pool of users that Jagex has that are like that. Hero Pass as a microtransaction update was labeled clearly as a content update. That line being crossed caused an outburst. It removed 2 pieces of content and fed it to microtransactions as daily tasks and the content buffs. Those should have been normal content. One was normal content. Jagex is trying to make amends with Thuck and lots of communication, and hopefully learn their lesson and never label a microtransaction update as content ever again. With updates like Necromancy, I do believe Jagex is allowed a month off to address bug fixes and label the month in the season as minor fixes. I'm a programmer, I understand you need time to fix stuff. Then in the same month, release something that's microtransaction focused. That's cool. Even ahead of this time in the season announcement, they say like, we're going to have blah blah blah, it's going to be content, super massive, then bugs, we're going to fix them, and little tiny updates. Oh, and there'll be a program. 1 out of 10. Possible solutions. Hero Pass is I have to go off script here, but Hero Pass is a battle pass in other games that I play, which are mostly TCGs, what the Battle Pass does is keep players engaged in running the economy. You can look at this as if they're bots. So, a proper Battle Pass activity would be go collect nests, go make Saradomin brews, go make some tradable, go collect something, or make something that's used in PVM. So that the people that are paying the money and ignoring the battle pass, they stop, they might do a little bit of skilling. Or they might go and kill a boss that has not a lot of drops. And there needs to be more of those drops in the system. Kind of like what they did with Nex in the armor. But that's what a battle pass is supposed to do. It's supposed to enhance the economy of the game so that the people that are whaling have people to kind of beat up on. Or are doing the work in the game to keep the game going that they themselves don't want to. That is not what this pass is. It's just random shit. Moving on. Ultimately, I think Jagex as a company needs to have more games. This month, Jagex showed off its game Melvor Idol. Honestly, I thought this game had failed. If it was kicking around, integrating marketing across all the games would be a great idea. After doing research, Jagex has a total of 4 monetizable games. RuneScape 3, Old School RuneScape, same game, Melvor Idol, and soon a game called Space Punks. It's a little odd that a game development studio that is old as it is has only 4 games. Really 2 games. This speaks to possibly bad management. In books like The Phoenix Project, The Unicorn Project, Toyota's The Way, a 3-phase development system, and an ID pool are mentioned. The main phase product, a product in development, and then a skunk's work. Making mechanical parts in the business culture where those 3 components can exist is what results in an exponential growth curve. It's not that they're making more and more money by pumping this cow. It's that something is released. It has a popularity moment where it comes into the market and then it hits its plateau. By the time it hits its plateau, you're releasing something else. And then it saturates the market. And then it hits its plateau. And then you just keep repeating that. And if you put these on a graph, the back end is going to create an exponential growth curve. Jagex has failed. This is a business. Conclusions. For the first half of this season, I rate the content a 7 out of 10. Necromancy is a great boon for the game. Jagex is learning and getting better with its communication with the game. I'm happy with the rate of release. Mistakes were made, but they're easily corrected. Hopefully the teams behind the season release these changes, helping everyone involved, including players. The developers at Jagex are good people. They have great communication skills. They take our feedback. Please do not attack individual mods. They're doing a great job. More so, collect the information, filter it out, all the anger, and get it to a community moderator or outreach like Mod Doom. Well, got my cape back. I'm gonna sit on this throne. Enjoy serotonin. Enjoy dopamine. Because that's really what this game is for me. I play this game when I've finished all other tasks in my life. And as a developer, I have to have lots of private projects where I just keep going in deeply into the night, learning new skills. And eventually I burn out. And that's when I play RuneScape. And it's really the only video game that I do play. So it's kind of like a addiction. But I would like for the content to not suck. It's released at a rate where it doesn't interfere with my schedule. I like to see the company succeed. See it shut down. So, I'm happy. Bite me.